We've all heard the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. Problem with this ideology is that it places unnecessary limitations on how much we can grow. Because someone with multiple different hobbies, interests, and skill sets is way more valuable than somebody who's only good at one thing because he has a deeper reservoir of ideas to pull from. Having multiple hobbies will make you more creative, help you come up with better ideas. It will eventually help you accomplish your big goals in life because you'll be more well-rounded. And they make you a more interesting person. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can cultivate different interests and skill sets in a way that will help you accomplish your big goals in life and leap past your competition. I'm going to show you how to manage your time, stay consistent with your new interests, and stay focused the whole time you're doing it while having fun. I'm someone who has multiple different hobbies, talents, and skill sets that I've cultivated over the years. My interests and skills include, but are not limited to, making YouTube content, like this video right here, working out, playing multiple instruments. I play keyboard, guitar, learning different languages, marksmanship, reading books. I'm an avid reader. These books aren't decoration. I've read more books than this. I have way more in storage and on my Kindle. Traveling, wakeboarding, and other water sports like jet skiing and snorkeling. I'm a big snorkeling fan, as well as traveling. I believe this combination of hobbies and talents and skill sets help me become a more well-rounded person, but also help me see things from different perspectives and gives me ideas that help me with my big goals. The first ways to manage multiple hobbies is make sure that the hobbies you have and the skills you're trying to develop move you towards your life goals. For example, I have a lot of income goals. And my businesses, most of them were built off the back of social media. So me making social media content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, what started off as a hobby actually helped me build the business and moves me further towards my financial goal. Because my main business is called High Ticket Trainer, where I teach personal trainers how to build their online fitness businesses. Because I've been an online trainer for over 15 years. And I made millions of dollars as an online trainer. Now I teach other people how to grow their online fitness businesses. Working out and staying in great shape actually helps me with that goal because if I didn't walk the walk, if I didn't look like a trainer, I don't think I can get trainers to take me seriously enough to actually work with me. Playing guitar, keyboards, that hobby actually helped me make a lot of the music that I put in these YouTube videos. And those are just a few examples of how my hobbies actually work with my goals. They're not counterproductive. But those are just the business goals. I have other goals as far as my relationship goals with my girlfriend, the goals I have for my family, my son. My hobbies help with that as well. For example, I like to travel a lot. So a lot of times I'll bring my girlfriend with me and then we build memories together and that helps with my relationship goals. Or I travel with my son. We go into different places all the time. Took the boy to Orlando for the first time, took him to Disney World, got the VIP passes, not the fast pass. No, the VIP pass. We jumping in front of everybody in line. Motherfuckers with the fast pass too. They think they got the fast pass and I hop in front of them. And I told my son, hey son, this is what happens when your parents don't work hard. You gotta wait in line. It's a good lesson for the kid. And it's a good lesson for the kids we hop in front of. So they can see, oh, this is how a baller's supposed to be. Hopefully they set their goals higher as well. The marksmanship, I gotta defend the family. Shit goes crazy, man. Everyone feels safe around me because I am typically the most dangerous person everywhere I go. Learning different languages, my ability to speak Spanish helps me communicate with my girlfriend's family. She's Dominicana. La familia no hablar inglés. So for me to communicate with them, I got to talk in Espanol. So all the hobbies are synergistic with my life. This way, when I'm working on one of the hobbies, I'm not wasting time. In fact, these hobbies and skills are helping me with my other goals. So it's very important to pick hobbies that move you further in life. If your hobby is weed smoking Call of Duty sessions, unless you are trying to be a professional gamer or professional weed smoker, it may not be advantageous for you in your life goals. Step number 2 is to actually set goals for your hobbies. For example, for traveling, I have a list of places that I want to visit. List of places I want to visit with my son, my nieces and nephews. List of places I want to take my girlfriend. And now I have goals. I have something to move towards. When it comes to YouTube, my goal was 1 million subscribers, but we blew past that. Obviously, for working out, we all have fitness goals, things we want to accomplish. And when you set a goal for your hobby, what happens is when you start tracking the progress, and it give you more motivation, it'll help you stay more consistent because you can start seeing the progress and you have something to work towards instead of just doing it randomly. But you can also set goals as it pertains to skills. It's something you want to get better at. The beauty is you can get good at anything with enough time. It's not about talent, it's about consistency. Everybody sucks at almost everything the first time they do it, but the more reps they get, the better they get at performing the task. According to Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers, you need to put in 10,000 hours of practice to be world class, meaning one of the best in the world. However, for most of your hobbies, you don't need to be one of the best in the world at it to get results. So I've come up with something based off a number of books I've read. Obviously, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, The Talent Code by some other motherfucker, and another book called Talent is Overrated. There's a lot of books on skill acquisition. I came up with something called the Skill Acquisition Matrix. For example, I believe that 100 hours of practice is something that makes you not bad. And anybody who's ever played an instrument knows what I'm talking about. If you practice your instrument for 3 months, which is around 90 days, close to 100 hours, that person will be not bad at the instrument. I'm not saying they're good, they're just not bad. Like motherfuckers ain't laughing at him. 1,000 hours makes you good. Someone sees you performing that task or sees you engaging in that skill, they'll be like, oh, that guy's good. 2,000 hours makes you really good. This is when people are impressed. Like, whoa, you're blowing people's minds and shit. 5,000 hours makes you amazing. This is the level where chicks throw panties at you. 1,000 hours obviously makes you one of the best in the world. 20,000 hours makes you one of the best ever. These are legends. You know, motherfuckers might have posters of them in their rooms or they got statues. Most of us will never obtain that level of skill in anything, but you probably don't need it for your goals. But now it's just a math problem. So 1 hour a day, you can be not bad in 3 months. If you spend 2 hours a day working on your skill, in around 2 months, you'll be not bad. 3 hours a day in around 1 month, you'll be not bad. Now, for all you fucking math nerds, I'm rounding. Don't fact check me like a fucking dork. 4 hours a day, you can be not bad at anything in 25 days. Now, here's the thing. If you want to be good at something, right? 1 hour a day, you get there in 2.7 years. 2 hours a day, you can get there in 1.3 years. 3 hours a day, you get there in a year. 4 hours a day, you get there in 8 months. Again, we're going to keep going. If you want to be really good at something, 1 hour a day, you can get there in 1.5 years. 2 hours a day, you can get there in 2.6 years. 3 hours a day, you can get there in 2 years. 4 hours a day, you get there in about 1.5 years, right? 16 months. You want to be a fucking amazing, right? If you want chicks throwing panties at you, you can get there in 13 years with 1 hour a day. 2 hours a day, you can get there in 6.8 years. 3 hours a day, you can get there 4 years. 4 hours a day, you can get there in 3.4 years. Boom, you want to be one of the best in the world. 1 hour a day is going to take you 27 years. 2 hours a day gives you 13 years. 3 hours a day, you can get there in 9 years. And 4 hours that you get there in 6.8 years. Here's the thing, in Malcolm Gladwell's book, he said that to get to 10,000 hours, it typically took about 10 years. Now, you want to be one of the best to ever do this shit, all right? Well, 1 hour a day is going to take you 54 years. Yikes. All right, 2 hours a day is going to take you 23 years. 3 hours a day is going to take you 18 years. 4 hours a day is going to take you 13 years, right? Well, we probably don't need this. Like, I think you should set a goal to be good at your hobby, you know, set a goal and just start working backwards. If you're not bad at a bunch of things, those skills start to overlap, right? I think anywhere in this area is a good, for most of your hobbies, a lot of you guys will be discouraged by that, but I want you to be encouraged by it, because a lot of times we pick up a new hobby or we try to develop a new skill and motherfuckers get frustrated the first week or the first day, like, oh, I'm just not good at this, and give up. But I look at this and I say, hey, I'm not even supposed to be good at this shit yet. Looking at the skill acquisition matrix, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and it stops me from getting discouraged. The next tip is to recognize that slow progress is okay. You don't need to be world class at most of your goals right now. You're probably fine. Look at the skill acquisition matrix and understand that it's okay to be patient. It's supposed to take you a few years to really get really, really good at something. Here's the thing though. If you set the goal to just be not bad at something, if you want to learn a language, but you don't need to be a goddamn translator, you just need to be able to get around a different city in a different country or have a small conversation with a Latina chick, 100 hours is probably enough. A mere 18 minutes a day, you can be not bad at anything. You want to learn to play the guitar? Practice 18 minutes a day. You want to learn the language? Practice 18 minutes a day. You want to learn coding? Practice 18 minutes a day. And in a year, you'll be not bad. It's okay to go slow, depending on how important the goal is to you. And I think that should be encouraging, because you probably don't need to be a fucking expert at everything. I'll probably never be as good as John Mayer at the guitar, but I don't need to be. I'm not playing live at Madison Square Garden, right? I'm playing fucking chords for songs that are only going to go on YouTube videos. It's fine. I don't need to be Steve Vai to do that shit. You feel me? I don't need to be Carlos Santana to do that. It's fine. And once you make peace with that, then you can just make a little bit of progress every day. And you can be more patient knowing that, hey man, as long as I'm consistent, right? Just enjoy the process, right? Don't rush it. But this only works if you do step 4, which is to track your progress. So what I do with the skills I'm trying to develop is I actually track how many minutes I spend a day on each one of these things. And I have a habit tracker. It's free. I'll put a link in the description of this video. It's a free Notion template where I track a bunch of habits. On there, I put in the skills that I'm working on. So I can actually track it, and I have it so it adds up the total each month. And this way I can see the progress I'm making. I mean, there's a few things I'm working on, getting 1,000 hours on, and I'm tracking the progress, and I'm setting milestones. Every time I get a new 100, I give myself a reward. And this way I break down the steps into milestones, and it keeps me more motivated. And as I check them off, I get even more excited. And here's what's cool. As you improve in something, you start to like it more. So a lot of times people want to follow their passions. I think you need to develop your passion. Think about the things you really like. You're probably pretty good at them. Those of you who've ever played an instrument, when you're learning a new song, it's arduous at first, and it's not as fun learning a new song or practicing it. But once you get it, you want to only play that song, right? You start to enjoy playing that song because you're good at it. So once you start racking up hours and you start getting a level of proficiency, you'll start to enjoy it. And now the practice is more fun, but you also get a dopamine hit when you hit one of the milestones. So every time I hit another 100 hours on something, I get a dopamine hit. This gives me positive reinforcement to keep actually climbing towards that goal. But you won't be able to do that either unless you have step number 5, is to actually put the time in your calendar to work on your skills or to participate in your hobby. So I have the stuff planned out on my calendar every day. I'll show you what mine look like. I have every hour of every day planned out in my calendar, right? And a lot of these time blocks are times for me to work on these hobbies or skills. As long as I follow the plan, I know exactly when I'm going to be good at something, right? I don't worry about, man, how long is it going to take me to get good? I know exactly how long it's going to take me to get good, and I know when I'll be good. So if I'm not good now, I don't get frustrated. I know, oh man, all I gotta do is keep practicing and I'll be better this time next month. It allows me to not get frustrated when I'm fucking up at something because I know I'll get good at it. If you get nothing from this video, start planning out every hour, every day in your calendar. You'll get so much more done. You have more time. People around you will be amazed at all you've accomplished if you do that for a year. I promise you. Now, you got to understand number 6 is to understand the trade-offs you're making. Because I dedicated myself to developing all these different skills in different areas of my life, that means I'm going to have to make some sacrifices. There's some things I'm willing to sacrifice and some things I'm not willing to sacrifice. Life is a game of trade-offs. So when you're working on one thing, that means you're not doing something else. You decided to watch this video, that means you're now watching all the other videos on YouTube, right? You made a trade-off, consciously or unconsciously. I'm not willing to sacrifice my health. I'm not willing to sacrifice my family. I'm not willing to sacrifice my business or my money. So what's left? The bullshit. I don't have a lot of time to get high. I don't have a lot of time to party, chase bitches, or really engage in any vices. But the beauty of that is, I didn't have to think about stopping those vices. I didn't have to make a big ceremony about not drinking. I quit drinking over 10 years ago. It wasn't like a ceremonial thing. It's just my fucking time was packed. But I feel like that's a waste of a high. I do the things worse when I'm high. Your mileage may vary. But because my calendar is full of things that are productive, that are going to move me further towards my goals and help me accomplish things, my calendar is packed with that from sun up to sundown. Now there's no time to chase hoes. There's no time to get high. There's no time to drink or really engage in any vices. I'm still having fun. I'm still living life. I pick hobbies that I find fun and interesting that also help me accomplish my goal, which goes back to step 1. Right? You just gotta understand this, and what the sacrifices you're willing to make for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. You're always making the sacrifices. If you decide to get in a relationship with some person, That means you're saying no to every other person on earth. Practice guitar this afternoon, you're probably not doing anything else during that time. Always sacrificing something. You want all the fucking chicks, then you gotta sacrifice the good girl you met or the possibility of a relationship, right? It's always a sacrifice. There's always a trade-off. Life is a game of trade-offs. You gotta consciously decide what trade-offs you wanna make and what trade-offs you don't wanna make. Number 7, if you really wanna get good at any of these hobbies or master any of these skills significantly faster, is to get some sort of coach. My first year playing guitar, I thought, man, I played the drums in high school. I played piano. I can learn guitar on my own, man. I can figure this shit out. I'll just watch some YouTube video. And I bought some books, which helped as well. But then I met a dude, he was Nashville session musician. So he played on like a lot of famous country songs when he was in Nashville, and he had moved to New York for some shit. And I met him. And in those 90 days that I worked with him, I made way more progress than I had made the whole year before trying to do it on my own. Because when you have a coach, they can shorten your learning curve dramatically. In fact, most top athletes have tons of coaches. They have the coaches on their team, but a lot of them will hire other coaches. LeBron has a nutrition coach. LeBron has a shooting coach. Tom Brady, he had all the coaches on the New England Patriots coaching staff, but he also hired his own coach, his own nutritionist. Kobe Bryant was having the same problem. When Shaq left the Lakers, Kobe got his ass beat in the playoffs. Watched Shaq went off to win a championship with the Miami Heat. Kobe went to Mike and said, yo, what should I do? Mike was his mentor, like a coach to him. Tim started training Kobe. You know what happens there? Multiple championships, multiple gold medals, scoring titles, MVPs. These are some of the greatest athletes of all time. And they needed not one coach, but multiple coaches for them. I think it's ridiculously arrogant for any of us to believe that we can accomplish our goals or accomplish any version of greatness without a coach. Some of the best athletes of all time need coaches. How can we expect to really accomplish anything great without them? So when you get coaches, it dramatically shortens your learning curve and you start to make progress significantly faster. So seek out a coach or a mentor or anything. Anytime I'm trying to get good at something or master a skill, I always get a coach. That's why I'm so good at so many things. I'm just consistently learning. 8, if you can, get your friends and family involved, right? I like to travel. I don't travel alone. I get my friends and family involved. When I go to the range to work on my marksmanship, it's a cool thing to do with the homies, with the friends. I can kick it with the friends, you know? I work out with the friends, right? It makes it more fun. There's something about human connection that's motivating, right? And sometimes if your friends are really into it, they'll help keep you accountable. And if they're better than you, they can serve as coaches. Step number 9, once you have a degree of proficiency in something, at least 100 hours, you can start teaching other people how to do it. There's something about teaching that actually helps the teacher more than the person learning. If you really want to learn something, start teaching it, because you have to have a certain degree of knowledge in it, but then you also have to explain it the way you understand it to someone else, and or explain it the way they understand it. And once you go through these explanations, you internalize it a lot better. So one of the reasons I'm so good at what I do is I'm a teacher. I've been a coach in fitness, in business, sales, marketing. That actually teaching it has made me better. The act of teaching it allows me to acquire a level of mastery where they might just be getting started. And step number 10 is to consistently study the craft. Whatever you're trying to work on, study it. And it's going to help you teach it as well. If you teach what you study and you're implementing it, then that's how you gain mastery. So for example, my channel, you're probably into fitness. One of the things that really helped me develop a mastery of fitness is actually training other people. Because it's one thing to train myself, but when I started training other people, I took it to the next level. And I had to study even more in order to teach. Then people started asking me how I built my online fitness business. You know, I was making multiple 7 figures and I started teaching that. And I got better at that. It forces you to have to keep studying, keep teaching, and applying what I learn, applying what I teach, and I just get way better and better. Right? If fitness and or business is something that you're interested in, I have a free resource for you to study. It's called the 10 Commandments of Online Training, and it'll show you how to actually build or grow your online fitness business, even if you don't have a lot of experience, even if you don't have a big following, even if you're not certified. All right, it's called the 10 Commandments of Online Training. It's free. The link is in the description.